Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time, where we look at the news on the Daily Mail website. I've not been on here this morning, so bear with me. Brr, it's going to be a cold one this weekend. The Met Office has warned an increasing chance of wintry hazards. You experience wintry hazards? That's a new one. I reckon temperatures could hit -11. Brr, with the potential of disruptive snow in the south. And like I said, wintry hazards. Wintry hazards. What does that mean? But yeah, Aviemore, temperatures fell to -11. And the coldest night of winter so far was on December the 3rd. That was last year, surely. This was, again, County Durham this morning. It's I'm sure I've seen this picture before. We need new pictures. And mind you, in Ely, in Cambridgeshire, the cathedral looked absolutely splendid. And here's a... Shut up! God, these pop-ups are just so loud these days. So, oh look, it's some swans. There you go, where's that? That's Bristol. So yeah, so wrap up warm. I think that's the warning, because it's getting colder. Even colder and colder and colder. Oh, great. There's a cold health alert. Again, this is a new one. Have you heard of cold health alerts? This is issued by the UK Health Security Agency. That's the UK HSA. And there's an amber CHA for North West England, West Midlands, East Midlands, South West England. There's a yellow, don't eat the yellow CHA. For North East England, Yorkshire, the Humber, East England, South East England and London. There you go, see there's a little map there. Cold health alert. You learn something every day, don't you? You learn something every day here. Right, there's not a lot going on there. Oh, calmest cities in the UK. Do you need to feel calm? Where's the best place to live if you want to have a stress-free life? There is a list. Of course there's a list. The calmest city to live in is Brighton. Yeah. They've ranked. Who did this? Who's responsible for this? Let me find out who came up with this scheme. Calm's Herbal Remedies are doing the research on this one, so they won't be selling many of their products in Bristol. So there you go. Got the got the autofocus on again. Oh, it's because I was doing a video yesterday afternoon. That's better. Got to look gorgeous for the viewers. So yeah, where do you think the most calm place in Britain is? Gonna let you. It's not in here with me. Oh no. If I could feel things, I'm sure I'd be full of adrenaline, but I'm not. I only do this to feel something. At number 1, it's Brighton. Manchester in at 2. Edinburgh at 3, Bristol at 4, we just mentioned Bristol, 5, Leeds, London at 6, really, Norwich at 7, Southampton at 8, Sheffield at 9. And if you want to be really stressed out, go to Belfast and Cardiff. So there you go. Do you live in any of those places? How calm are you? Leave a comment in the comment box below. You won't. Here's something. Criminals are refusing to plead guilty, they reckon. There's been an increase. I thought all criminals refused. Honestly, you wouldn't admit your guilt, would you? Anyway, Sam Townend, KC, noted that the proportion of defendants pleading guilty at their first court appearance had dropped from nearly 85% 10 years ago to 36% today. He was given they were giving their inaugural address as chair of the Bar Council, which represents barristers in England and Wales, and they said that guilty pleas were more generally down 60% from a high over 65%. So there you go. They reckon that they're not pleading guilty in the hope that the backlog in the court system will cause their cases to collapse. Yeah, they said that most of them appear to be exploiting long delays in the hope that alleged victims and witnesses would tire of waiting and drop the prosecutions. He said this was particularly common in cases involving rape and sexual assault. So there you go. It could be also that they've been advised to plead not guilty by their lawyers. So anyway, this is Sam Townsend, who is there. He's also said that junior barristers are quitting the profession due to poor pay. So who knows, they'll go on strike again. Strike! Everybody out. Here's an issue, and this is an issue I've noticed. It's a boring issue, but it's an issue nonetheless. Do you get dazzled by headlights? I know I do when I'm walking along. We'll be doing what's your favourite biscuit next. Don't worry. Yeah, this is research by the RAC. They're again, if you're not in the UK, they're a bit like the AA. No, not the AA. Because again, the AA is out for alcoholics. No, the AA are the Automobile Association. The RAC are a bit like the AA. I've not explained anything, have I? No. Basically, they pick you up when you're broken down. But yeah, I reckon 80% of drivers in their survey say they've been partially blinded by the glare of bright headlights. And they believe that the problem's becoming worse. This is their part of their independent survey. 2,000 UK licence holders quizzed, 89% that think that at least some headlights fitted to cars are too bright, of which 3 in 10, a higher proportion than ever, think most are. And the RSC thinks that there might be a reason for this, and they're blaming the latest blue tint LED bulbs and drivers failing to adjust their headlights. So yeah, I thought it was just me. So I've got the you can. Oh, I like that. Look, 1% said none are too bright. That's Mr. Magoo. He was like, Waldo. So there you go, an interactive pie chart there. I like that. I could play with that all day. I do find getting dazzled a bit though. And they've got some tips to avoid getting 7 ways to limit the impact of glare. 1, slow down at night. Okay. This one's an obvious one. Don't look directly into oncoming headlights. Sometimes you can't help it, especially if you're crossing the road. This is where it's a problem for me as a pedestrian. I'm not a motorist. Make sure your windscreen is clear. Adjust your rear view mirror. Consider anti-glare glasses. Use low beams and regularly adjust your headlights. There you go. That was a fascinating story. God, Jesus, the news is poor today. Meanwhile, Ecuador has descended into chaos. Machete-wielding cartel thugs are threatening to kill hostages and execute anyone they find on the streets. And it's looking pretty pretty grim in Ecuador. I'm just getting it queued up. See? Oh, it's all going on there. I read about this last night. They stormed the TV stations and it's a real state of unrest. Yeah, Ecuador's president has ordered an army to neutralise 20 drug gangs after gunmen stormed and opened fire at a TV studio and inmates overthrew and executed their prison guards. Blimey, it's a civil war in Ecuador. Remember, stay at home everyone. My goodness. Wouldn't get that on Newsnight. Blimey, it's all to do with the drug gangs. Meanwhile, Putin has taunted the West, apparently. But which Putin is it? We need to know. There are many Putins. He arrived for his first ever presidential visit to Chukotka in Russia's Far East, which is 55 miles from the state of Alaska. Yeah. And here he is, inspecting some tomatoes. Now, which one is it? It's the one with the slightly rounder head. Look at his earlobes. The earlobes are important. That's how you can tell the fake Putins. I reckon they've stuck those tomatoes on. The president is coming. We must make the tomatoes look very good. Otherwise, it'll be the polonium tea for us, comrade. So yeah, here he is pulling up in a place where temperatures hit minus 28. Brr, brr. It looks a bit. Just think, Alaska's just over the way there. You can get there via boat, I believe. Ah, it's some polar bears. I hardly think he's taunting the West, is he? Did he stand there on the coast and go, "Come on then, if you think you're hard enough"? Looking at some tomatoes in a greenhouse isn't taunting the West. But yeah, this is how far you can from Alaska. You can literally see Putin's head. But though he says Anadir's there, so that's the closest. He's there. He's not there. I think the Daily Mail are trying to stir up trouble, don't you? Meanwhile, got an update on the Horizon case. This is the faulty software that saw many postmasters being convicted of theft when it wasn't a thing. It was a bug in the system, and some again ended up killing themselves, losing their business. But anyway, this is the story of Gareth Jenkins. Here he is. He's going, "It's nothing to do with me, Gov." And yeah, Gareth Jenkins, right? He's the technology expert who actually built the faulty Horizon IT system. They've called him up to talk at a public inquiry, right? Now, he's previously given evidence before saying that the Fujitsu system was not corrupt, and he appeared many times as an expert witness to wrongfully convict hundreds of postmasters. Yeah, the Cambridge maths graduate from Bracknell in Berkshire, has been called twice to give evidence, and but on both occasions he's been postponed. So, but he said he'd talk this time. He'd pay a visit this time if he got immunity. Yeah. But yeah, him and other Fujitsu's experts are being investigated by the Metropolitan Police. Scotland Yard also placed the post office under a criminal investigation last week over potential fraud offences. When doorstepped by the Telegraph, he said, "I don't want to talk. I don't have anything to say to you." Meanwhile, Paula Venell, who was like the head of the post office at the time, she's giving back her CBE, and they're asking her to give back all the money she made. Oh, I don't know about that. I think the CBE is enough. Again, I think there should be a proper investigation first to see how much she actually knew, because it could have been covered up by... Look, she's going to say to Fujitsu, who made the system, "Is this system fine?" Again, I think there needs to be a proper investigation before we... I mean, let's bring all the other people involved, like Vince Cable and Ed Davey, who are involved in the Post Office and Royal Mail and all that. Let's get those in. But there are so many people stretching back to, was it 95, 96, that had their fingers all over this. You can't pin it on one person. You know, I think, yeah, she should be held accountable, but I think it's a lot bigger than that. And I think a lot of people need to be, held accountable for it. What else have we got? Nigel Farage, our favourite Nigel, remember, the most successful politico in the 21st century. That's a funny thing to say, isn't it? Here he is, looking suitably dapper. Here he is, he's very pleased with himself. He's predicting that Labour will be in power for a decade. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, so he reckons the Tories have broken promises. Yeah, made the grim forecast. As he said, he's still undecided on whether to make a political comeback. Oh, there you go. Meanwhile, pothole news, you'll be happy about this. This is technology in action. For this is the world's first pothole repairing robot in action. There we go. It's known as ARIS, the Autonomous Road Repair System. Of course it is. Why has it stopped? Get it off its ARIS. I mean, apparently it can do it 70% faster than humans. How many men does it take to fix a pothole? It takes 7. One to fix the hole, the other 6 to stand around scratching their balls. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen any roadwork going on in the UK. Ping. Oh, I'm going a bit bright. Let me just adjust the. No, too bright there. That's a bit better. I was fading out there. It's fading out. So yeah, this is the first pothole robot is due to hit the streets in Hertfordshire within the next few months. I guess they were testing it there. It's in its lab testing phase. That's what you saw. And yeah. It's a collaboration between tech company Robotiz 3D and academics at the University of Liverpool in partnership with Hertfordshire County Council. And yeah, it's supposed to be 70% more quicker, more efficient than those pesky humans. This is what's going to take over the world. It's going to be ARIS. He's going to take it over. And here he is, fixing it. So he fills in the cracks. And that's... there is a robot there, look. Fixing the road. I guess that's an artist impression. And that's a pothole there for you. That's not a real pothole because we know real potholes have a penis drawn around them, don't we? Who remembers the penis pothole man? Ah... Good news, everybody. Greggs is aiming to open 160 new stores, right? And most of those are going to be in towns that don't have branches, meaning it's going to totally conquer Britain's high streets. Oh, didn't it make you feel proud? There you go. It's a sign. Greggs is, again, for those of you outside the country, they sell pastries. Sausage rolls mainly. Should you have a look? Shut up. Sorry. And there is a sausage roll. And for those of you who don't know what a sausage roll is, it's sausage meat encased in a delightfully flaky pastry. Not a sausage in a roll, which I think is what you get in America if you ask for a sausage roll. And that's Southwaite Services. I don't know why that's in there. But yeah, the increasing cost of Greggs sausage roll. You know what it is? That's to do. Look, you can see it shoot up. That's the war. That's the war in Ukraine. That is. Wheat prices going up. Geopolitics. Meanwhile, we've got a list of the slowest cities in the world. And who's at the top? Who's at the top? Should we start at the bottom? I'm going to start at the bottom. Right, so is there any way I can scroll this up? I can't really do without giving it all away. I was going to try and surprise you, but it's not going to work. Right, here we go. Brussels in at 10 with your average travel time per kilometre 27 minutes. Manila at 9, Bucharest at 8. Pune in India at 7. Bengaluru in India at 6. Lima in Peru Milan in Italy, Toronto in Canada, Dublin in Ireland, and yes, London at the top there. Doesn't it make you feel proud? Average travel time per kilometre is 37 minutes 20 seconds. Thanks, Mayor Khan. What else have we got? Also, Ed Davey faces question of his links to the lawyers who defended the post office. See? Oh, we've got some more details on the tunnels under the New York synagogue, which were created by young Hasidic men, and we have some again them being pulled out and them writing about it. Yeah, again they were told by this fellow here. This fellow is their leader. I think he's passed now, so they call him the Messiah. No, he's just a very naughty boy. And one of his last commandments was to expand the synagogue. And some of these young folk have taken it seriously, and that's what they're doing. They believe that redemption will come when they fulfill his command of expanding their holiest site, his former home on 770 Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn Heights. And again, it can't be. That's not how you do it. So there we go. That's the reason why. Meanwhile, I've got important. This is foodie news. Right, this is Lidl. Lidl's deluxe Irish carved peppered turkey breast has been issued with a do not eat warning. Yes, they're being recalled because it looks like this, just in case you've got some in. It's been recalled because the wrong use by dates have been published on them. The date printed on packaging incorrectly states that it goes off on June the 25th instead of January the 25th. So if you eat it 6 months later, one, it's probably going to be green, and two, it's probably going to kill you. So yeah, the Food Standards Agency has published the alert. It says that the food is unsafe to eat. Well, you've got 15 days. You got 15 days. It should be all right. So keep your eye out for the turkey. We've got some court news here. This is Jack Frankland. He agreed to buy a Rolex, a £10,000 Rolex from a pensioner via Facebook Marketplace. But again, the sale didn't go to plan because he grabbed the Rolex and ran away with it. See, yoink! Which is why you should be a bit careful when dealing with the public. He was caught on CCTV making the dash at Costa Coffee in Northwich in Cheshire. This happened in March last year. He committed to theft whilst out on bail waiting trial for the rape of an underage girl, which he pleaded guilty to last year and was sentenced to 32 months in prison this week. Footage shows Franklin holding the Rolex Sea Dweller deep sea watch valued at £10,750 while talking to the elderly victim. But instead of handing over the money, as they agreed, he leaps up from his seat and scarpers out of the shop. And this is don't sell your watch to him. He looks what he is, a dopey crook and rapist. That's nice, isn't it? These parents must be proud. Bradford Crown Court, the pair agreed on the price. And the victim specifically stated he wanted to meet somewhere where there was CCTV cameras. He was wise, and he still they got a lovely picture Lovely picture of him in the coffee shop. There you go. So I knew exactly what it was. Again, if you are going to sell something via one of these places publicly, go to a coffee shop where there's lots of CCTV. Following the sentencing, DC Claire Heatley of Cheshire Police said the case acts as a reminder to everyone about risks of selling and buying items online. Also, HMRC will be very interested to know what tax he'll be paying on that Rolex. So there you go. Always do it where. Just be careful out there, folks. Just be careful. Do you like to take selfies? Now, this technology I think has been around for a while, but apparently, holidaymakers, you don't need your selfie stick anymore. Tourists who like to take selfies, because you can now get an AI drone. Yes, can you believe it? It's the Hover Air X1, and I'm sure this technology has been around. It looks something like that. It kind of follows you around. AI drone. It was shown off at this year's Consumer Electronics Show, CES, at Las Vegas. That's where they show off all the latest tech. What we need is some self-drawing curtains, so I don't get blitzed by the sun every day. Oh God. So you press the launch button, the device takes 3 seconds to register who it needs to focus on before launching in the air, and you could look as stupid as that. Oh God. Just imagine everybody just getting distracted by these drones and falling down ravines. That'll be a thing. That's going to be a new story. It can record high definition video and audio and remains focused at all time. And it can choose a follow mode, which chases them on a bike up to 50 miles per hour in winds of up to 80 miles per hour. So even on a windy day. Or you can have a bird's eye mode where the drone goes up into the air 15 foot and uses a second camera on its underbelly to capture you. And yeah, and it will fit. It'll fit in your handbag. I'm sure many of you out there will be thinking, good, I'm glad I can fit that in my handbag. Meanwhile, we've got some pet tech. This is the Mini Tails Smart Collar for dogs. I don't think that's a real dog. I don't know about you. I've got a funny feeling that isn't a real dog. What does this smart collar do? So yeah, you can track your dog's steps, detect any heart problems it might have, and know exactly when your cat's litter box has become full. Okay. This is some of the technology that's available, not just from the collar. Sorry, the dog collar. Whoops. That dog collar I showed you can track their steps, their activity, and also you can locate them in real time, which is great. There's also a smart bowl, which will tell you the ideal portions you should give your dog based on age, weight, and activity. And yeah, there's even a litter box. The Whiskers litter box sifts litter into a bin so owners don't have to scoop it. And the Paw Bee is self-cleaning and monitors how often your cat uses the box. Fantastic. So yeah, that's CES news. There we go. That's different, isn't it? What else have we got? Anything else? This is an odd one. If you're living in Stockport, the Reddish area of Stockport near Greater Manchester, residents have been baffled as piles of raw meat have been dumped around their town for months. Heaps of red meat and chicken have been abandoned, and you can see. Sure, it's not a serial killer. And look, it's a load of chicken drumsticks. I wonder if they've been like poisoned or anything. They're being taken away as much as 20 kilos of dumped meat. That's a lot of meat. I wonder who's dumping it. That's a mystery. Meanwhile, let's go to Ashby Close in Northamptonshire, where two neighbours, they weren't really getting on with each other. And they were arguing, well, they're arguing with, it looks like he's got a machete. My goodness. This is, yeah, on a quiet cul-de-sac, where an argument turned violent. I think there might be some more footage. Let's have a look. There's 1 minute 4 seconds of footage. Will there be an advert? Will there be any footage? Here we go. Oh, she wouldn't do that. God, it's like we're peeping out the window, isn't it? It's like we're little peepers. Oh, they're arguing. Oh, look, I think he's been hit. He's complaining he's been hit. Need to open the window. Open the window wider. I want to see what's going on. Oh, it's a bit of a Barney. Anyway, it seems like they were getting on pretty well together. But apparently, yeah, Dean Nicholas hurled his shears at Paul Benton after a row outside their homes in July 2021. Mobile phone footage captured by another resident shows Benton clutching his head while Nicholas, who's holding a pair of shears and a pair of handheld secateurs, screams abuse. After the foul-mouthed argument, the two neighbours retreated. Following the incident, Nicholas was found guilty of actual bodily harm at Northampton Crown Court and was sentenced to 45 weeks in prison, suspended for 12 months. Of course. Of course. In the video, Nicholas can be seen berating his neighbour in the street, saying, "F you, man. You're effing mad. You're effing mad." Mr. Benton tells him, "Calm down. I can't believe you just done that." There you go. A court heard the supermarket worker flipped out after Mr. Benton was seen sitting in his garden. He begged him over. There had been some issues before that have angered the defendant, and the defendant went to his front door, picked up a large metal bar of about 1 metre in length. Is that what it was? My goodness. Judge Rupert Mayo believed there was a good chance of rehabilitation and sent him to 45 weeks in prison, suspended for 12. He's also ordered him to pay £280 in compensation at a rate of £40 a month. There you go. Be careful out there. Wouldn't it be nice to get on with your neighbours? Whoops. Uh-oh. I'm worried that there's a... No, it's next door, I think. That's the neighbour's doorbell. I'm expecting the gas engineer to come today, and so I'm rattling through this. I'm going to go to the animal story now. Right, we're going to Guernsey. Alex Tills, he posted on a local Facebook group called Guernsey People Have Your Say to talk about his horse, Custard. This is Custard, and he had to say, look, Custard's not dead, he's just lazy, and he likes to lay on the ground because people have been saying, been calling and worried that the horse isn't moving. He went, no, he's not ill or dead, he's just incredibly lazy and likes to lay down in his field very often. He says, I have a number of calls and messages about people concerned. He's not dead, he's just a baby and he's incredibly lazy. He sleeps a lot and may even snore and grunt like he can't breathe. He's honestly absolutely fine. I check him 3 times a day and he has unlimited hay and he's fed at least twice a day. I must make some signs for the gate to let people know. If anyone has any worries about him, feel free to message me. The GSPCA, that's the Guernsey version of the RSPCA also aware is he gets reported to them rather a lot. So there you go. But don't feed him apples, because you shouldn't feed any horse you come across with apples, because they can choke on them and make them ill. And I'm going to have to sit further away. I wonder if there's anybody in today. We have 6 people in. Oh, they're not enjoying it. Payne's in. Is take heed. England's only cold health alert. Coldest winter since last winter, indeed. Good day, says Fasano. The coldest winter since the last one. That's a fact, indeed. Payne says criminals pleading no conscience. Well, I think their solicitors are probably guilty of helping with that one. And Fasano says, wow, thanks to the tip about how to avoid bright headlights. Talk about staying in the office. Just close your eyes and step out into the road. That's what I'm going to do from now on. And runs in, he says, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you too, Clive. And he said, I'm sure the West is very worried about Putin's tomatoes. Indeed. TWGS says, morning. Morning. It's afternoon now. Be evening soon. And Simon says, does he have a black belt in Fujitsu? Sounds like it. For Simon says, sausage roll or pork pie? Sausage roll for me. I'll have a vegetarian one, but the vegetarian one's a bit too salty. So I'll have to just keep with the meat ones. Simon says, I have a man satchel, not a handbag. Will you be able to fit your drone in it? Rene says, hi Darren. Sun is shining, but very cold. Indeed. Look, it's glistening off my big bald head. And Harry's in. He says, all right, Darren, just caught the end. Any snow in the old London town? Well, I'm not in London. I'm in Loughton, which is a bit of a distance out. We're on the edge. We're in Essex. This is Essex, man. Is there any snow? No, we had we had a few flakes the other day, but it didn't settle. So thankfully, fingers crossed, we avoid it, because snow is great if you don't have to go out in it. And with the all-terrain dog that I have, it's a bit scary for me. I nearly slipped over last year, so I don't want to go out in it. But anyway, thank you for asking. That's the end of another coffee time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the news. Killing the channel, one video at a time. You know, you've got to drink it up. Hold the light.